On a bright Sunday afternoon in Tulsa, Oklahoma, inside Holy Cross Baptist Church, a bride in a white dress walked down the aisle to say, "I do." Minutes later, she was lying at the foot of the altar, bleeding to death in front of 50 witnesses. The killer wasn't a stranger. It wasn't a jealous ex. It was the groom's mother. This is the story of LeJoy, Darius Collins, and the secret that turned a wedding into a crime scene. But before we proceed to the details, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell to get notified whenever we post interesting stories like this. LeJoy was awake long before the sun came up. In her childhood bedroom on the second floor of her parents' old brick house in Tulsa, she lay staring at the ceiling, heart pounding so hard she could feel it in her throat. For most brides, this kind of nervousness would be normal. But what sat in Kira's chest wasn't just wedding day jitters. It felt like a warning. She rolled onto her side and looked at the wedding dress hanging from the closet door. The silk caught the faint blue light of early morning, glowing softly in the dark. For a second, she let herself smile. In a few hours, she was supposed to become Mrs. Kira Collins, wife to Darius Collins, the man she had loved fiercely for 5 years, the man she believed was her second chance at life, at forgiveness, at happiness. She got out of bed and went to the window. Outside, the quiet neighborhood was barely stirring. Streetlights still hummed over manicured lawns and tall old oaks. This part of Tulsa was historic, one of those neighborhoods where Black families had built wealth, stability, and reputations over generations. Her father, Jerome LeJoy, had built a transport company from nothing. Her mother, Ruth, turned a corner grocery into a small chain across Oklahoma. They had given Kira everything: education, security, a future. But as she watched the empty street, a cold uneasiness crawled up her spine. Something about today felt wrong. She told herself to stop, to focus. Today was supposed to be perfect. By 9 o'clock, the LeJoy house was alive. Phones were ringing, doors opening and closing, laughter spilling from the kitchen. Downstairs, Ruth was in full command, checking the guest list, confirming the flowers, talking to the decorator in a firm, efficient tone. Upstairs, Kira sat at her vanity, twisting a strand of hair around a trembling finger. The door flew open without a knock. Bride, her best friend and maid of honor, Tiana Raycroft, stormed in like a warm breeze. Tiana, a nurse at St. Francis Hospital, had been with Kira through breakups, exams, hospital visits, and late-night breakdowns. "Are you ready for the biggest day of your life?" Tiana asked, eyes shining. Kira tried to smile at her reflection. "I don't know." Ruth softened. "I was terrified on my wedding day. I thought I was going to fall down the aisle." She laughed quietly. "But when I saw your father waiting at the altar, everything else faded. When you see Darius, it'll all make sense." Kira wanted to believe that. Tiana lifted the dress from the closet with exaggerated care. "Time for final try-on. Your mom wants to make sure it still fits like a glove." With her mother and best friend helping, Kira stepped into the gown. Cool silk slid over her skin. Tiny buttons closed up the back. When she turned toward the mirror, for a brief moment, the world narrowed to what she saw there. A bride who looked like she belonged on a magazine cover. Clean lines, modest neckline, long, elegant sleeves. Simple, stunning, controlled. "You are beautiful," Ruth whispered, her eyes wet. "My girl is getting married." A knock sounded at the door. Jerome, tall and broad-shouldered with gray at his temples, stepped in carefully, as if walking into something sacred. "My God, Kira," he said quietly. "Look at you." Ruth laughed softly, dabbing at her eyes. "Don't make me cry again, Jerome." He kissed Kira's forehead. "I'm proud of you. Darius is a good man. He'll take care of you." She hugged her father, breathing in his familiar cologne, and for a moment the world felt solid. Then Jerome said the name that made everything crack. "Ruth, the phone downstairs is for Kira. It's Evelyn Collins." Kira went rigid. "Evelyn, Darius's mother." Ruth frowned. "Evelyn? We saw her yesterday at the rehearsal. What could be so urgent? She said it was important, Jerome replied. She wants to talk to Kira directly. Kira's heart began to race in a way that had nothing to do with vows or flowers. Evelyn did not call casually, and she definitely did not call on the morning of a wedding without a reason. I'll go, Kira murmured. Tiana helped her out of the gown and into a robe. Kira walked downstairs, each step feeling heavier than the last. She picked up the phone with a shaking hand. Hello, Kira. The voice on the other end was smooth, cold, controlled. This is Evelyn. Kira swallowed. Good morning, Mrs. Collins. We need to talk. In person. Evelyn cut her off.
Now.
Today is the wedding. Maybe after the...
No.
It cannot wait. This time her voice had steel in it. It's about you. And my son. I'll be there in 15 minutes. The line went dead. Kira stood there, staring at the phone. If you like this video and would like to watch more of similar videos, please smash the subscribe button and comment below your thoughts about the story. At 1:50 p.m., a white limousine pulled up. Jerome stepped out first, adjusting his tie. He walked around to open the door for Ruth, who emerged in an elegant beige dress, pearls at her throat, pride in her eyes. Then Kira appeared. The crowd fell into a hush. The dress caught the light, her veil floated in the breeze, and for a moment, she looked every bit like the perfect bride. But from up close, those who loved her could see it. Her hands trembled. Her face was too pale. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. Tiana rushed to her side in a soft pink bridesmaid dress, bouquet in hand. You're stunning, she whispered.
Breathe.
In and out. We've got this. Kira scanned the crowd, heart racing. She was looking for one face, Evelyn's. But the groom's mother was nowhere in sight. Ruth and Jerome moved through the guests, shaking hands, accepting congratulations. But Jerome kept glancing back at his daughter. Ruth's smile looked a little too stiff, a little too forced. Are you sure you're all right? Tiana murmured. I'm fine, Kira lied. I just want Darius here. Once I see him, I'll be okay. Right on cue, a black SUV pulled up to the curb. Darius stepped out. Tall, broad-shouldered, sharply dressed in a black suit and silver tie. When he saw Kira, everything else disappeared from his face but awe. He ignored the hands reaching for him, the voices calling his name. He went straight to her. Look at you, he whispered. I can't believe I get to marry you. Kira felt her chest ache with love and panic all at once. Tears burned at the back of her eyes. I love you, he murmured, pulling her gently into his arms, careful of the dress. Are you ready? This is it. Our life starts today. Just don't let go of me, she whispered into his shoulder. Never. For a few precious seconds, the world was simple again. Then the SUV door closed again. Evelyn Collins stepped out. She wore a dark blue dress, simple and severe. Her hair was pulled back. In her right hand, she held a small black leather handbag. She did not smile. She did not wave. She just walked toward them, her gaze fixed on the woman standing next to her son. Mom, Darius called. Come see Kira. Doesn't she look? But Evelyn didn't answer him. She stopped several steps away, her eyes glued to Kira like a weapon. Conversations around them began to die out. People turned, sensing something breaking in the... Next to them, Tiana gripped her bouquet so hard her knuckles were white. Reverend Kincaid raised his hands. Dear brothers and sisters, he began, his voice quieter than usual. We are gathered here today to witness the union of Darius Collins and Kira LeJoy in holy matrimony. His words echoed in the tense air. He moved through the prayers, the readings, the blessings. It was the same ceremony he had recited hundreds of times, but today, he stumbled over lines he knew by heart. He paused more than once, visibly searching for his place in the book. Kira heard the words about love, about patience, kindness, forgiveness. Love keeps no record of wrongs. The irony cut her like glass. 1 week before the wedding, Evelyn found her late husband's diary. In its pages, Terence confessed to a secret he had carried until his death. a secret Evelyn believed destroyed their marriage. He wrote about the affair, 10 years earlier, between himself and LeJoy. For Evelyn, the betrayal didn't end when Terrence died. In her mind, it was alive again, standing at the altar, wearing a white dress, preparing to enter her family forever. She begged Kira to cancel the wedding. She warned her she would do anything to stop it. Kira refused. Darius refused too. In fact, he chose his bride over his mother in front of everyone. And for Evelyn, that choice was the final break. So, when the priest asked the room if anyone objected, Evelyn stood up. She walked down the aisle, surrounded by gasps and whispers, and told the entire church what she had discovered. The affair, the diary, the guilt that Terrence carried to his grave. Darius begged her to stop. He swore he would still marry Kira. And that was the moment Evelyn realized she had lost her husband once, and now she was losing her son too. What happened next took only seconds. Evelyn reached into her handbag, wrapped her fingers around the kitchen knife she had taken that morning, and stepped toward the altar. She looked Kira straight in the eyes and whispered, "You should have walked away." Then she plunged the knife into Kira's chest. The bride collapsed instantly into Darius's arms. Screams filled the church. Guests rushed forward. Minutes later, Tulsa police burst through the church doors. They didn't find Evelyn hiding. They didn't find her running. They found her standing still, staring at the blood on the altar. When officers told her to drop the weapon, she lifted her hands calmly, as if she had been waiting for them. In front of 50 horrified witnesses, Evelyn Collins was handcuffed beneath the stained glass windows. Paramedics carried Kira out on a stretcher. Darius walked beside her, covered in her blood. Kira died shortly after arriving at the hospital. During questioning, Evelyn offered only one explanation. "I did it for my husband and for my son." But in the eyes of the law and the people of Tulsa, she had murdered a woman whose only crime was trying to start a new life. Evelyn Collins was convicted of second-degree murder. And Darius? He lost his bride and his mother on the same day. A day that should have ended with rings, vows, and celebration instead became one of the darkest true crime stories in Oklahoma, proving that sometimes the past doesn't stay buried. Sometimes it walks right into a church and destroys everything in its path. Tell us in the comment section what you think that Evelyn should have done instead of stabbing her daughter-in-law. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to your friends.